This video is about writing a trig function from a given graph. 11a. Let f of t equals this, t greater than equal to 0. Part of the graph is given below. When t equals 3, there is a maximum value of 29. So this is 329. When t equals 9, this is a minimum value. Then we have 9 and 15. That's minimum value. Find the value of A, show that B equals this. Then find the value of D, write down the value of C. We know this A is amplitude equals maximum minus minimum over 2. So we have 29 minus 15 over 2. You will get 7. For this D equals maximum plus minimum over 2. So you have 29 plus 15 over 2. You will get 22. For the B equals 2 pi over P. Check this P. You have to use the maximum and the minimum. So the horizontal distance between this maximum minimum will be 9 minus 3 equals 6. Therefore, the period will be 6 times 2 equals 12. I will plug in here 2 pi over 12. That is pi over 6. That's how you show this B equals pi over 6. Now we need to figure out the C. C, we call this is a starting point. Let's talk about the pattern of function. This pattern, it will be a sin x. This pattern is a cosine x. Get that from maximum. This is a get that from the midpoint. This will be negative sin x. And here is a negative cosine x. When you're looking for this C, you have to draw the pattern of each function, like negative sin x or negative cosine or sin x. This C we call the starting point. Example, if I want to figure out y equals a sin b x minus c plus d. This a is positive from this graph. You have to use this point. See, this is the sin pattern. Then you could see this will be the C. But if you do the cosine pattern, still A greater than 0, you have to draw the pattern like this. You get started from the maximum value. Therefore, I could draw this one. Then this point, I could say this is a C. So, what's a C depends on what function you're looking for. Is it positive sin x or it's negative sin x? It's a positive cosine x or it's a negative cosine x. Remember the pattern for each function. Therefore, since this is a cosine, A is a positive, the pattern will be like this. You will draw from here. You see? This will be the pattern you're looking for. This point, the x coordinate will be starting point. Therefore, C equals 3. Remember the cosine, the starting point will be the maximum. But for the sine, you have to start from the mid line. Since we already figured out A, B, C, D, you will write down this function. Let's look at 11b. The transformation P is given by a horizontal stretch of a scale factor of 1/2, followed by a translation of 3 negative 10. Let M prime be the image of M under P. Find the coordinates of M prime. Let's check this vector. This is x, here's y. Positive 3 means you move to the right 3. Minus 10 means go down 10. According to the given information, this M is 329. Let's write down the coordinate for M, that is 329. We do horizontal stretch of a scale factor of 1/2. Horizontal, which means you do the 3 times 1/2. So you have 1.529. Then we do the x, you add 3. And y, you minus 10. So you have 4.5 and 19. This will be M prime. That 4.5 or 19. 11c. The graph of G is the image of the graph of F under P. Find the G of T in the form of this format. This is F of T. According to 11b, the transformation P is given by a horizontal stretch of a scale factor of 1/2, followed by translation of 3 negative 10. This is x, here's y. When you use transformation rule to deal with the coordinate, just do whatever it says. Like horizontal stretch, you multiply by 1/2 to this horizontal will be the x. Then for translation, x is positive. That's why you add 3 to this x coordinate. Y is negative. Then you subtract this 10 from this 29. Let's talk about transformation rules. Remember, inside is a liar. What's meaning inside? Whenever with x, dealing with x will be a liar. For this A greater than 1, that means you have to do vertically stretch by factor of A. If A is between 0 and 1, you will do vertically compressed by factor of A. But for this B, when B greater than 1, then that will be horizontally compressed by factor of 1 over B. If B between 0 and 1, it will be horizontally stretched by factor of 1 over b. When k greater than 0, it will be moving up. Less than 0 is moving down. But for this h greater than 0, it will be moved to the left. Less than 0, move to the right. When a equals -1, you will get negative f of x will be reflect across x-axis. When b equals -1, that will be reflect across y-axis. See, for this b and also this h, it's a liar, which means will be opposite what it is. Therefore, for horizontally stretch a scale factor of 1 over 2, it will be 2 times t. For vector transformation, positive x, that means move to the right. This will be going down. Therefore, for this x will be t minus 3. Because liar, negative means move to the right. This will be f. Then minus 10. This will be g of t. So we will plug in this f of 2t minus 6. This will be g of t. You need to plug into this function. This is a f of t equals. So every single t, you got to change into 2t minus 6 for this function. You will get 7 cosine pi over 6. This t, you got to change into 2t minus 6, then minus 3. Plus 22. Remember, here's minus 10, so minus 10. Therefore, we organize 7 cosine pi over 6. You will get the 2t minus 9. Then plus 12. We take 2 outside. 2t minus 9. Take 2 outside. You will get the t minus 9 over 2 is 4.5. This 2 we multiply by pi over 6 then. So you have 7 cosine pi over 6 times 2. T minus 4.5 plus 12. We organize 7 cosine pi over 3 t minus 4.5 plus 12. This will be the function for g of t. When you write down the function way about transformation, remember inside there is a liar. Whenever you're dealing with this x, will be liar. For 11d, the graph of g is the image of the graph of f under p. Give a full geometric description of the transformation that maps the graph of g to graph of f. This one is from f to g. We got to do the backwards now, from g to this f. Then for this vector, you got to change it into -3, +10. Then you do horizontal stretch by factor of 2. Therefore, we can write down this way. Translation by this vector, -3, +10. Which means you go to left 3, go up 10. Then you will do horizontal stretch of a scale factor of 2. That's it. When you do this question, you need to pay attention. They said it's from J to F. So you have to do the backwards. The order does matter. That's the reason we do translation first, then do the horizontal stretch. Therefore, you get, this is the solution to 11D.